Rejection has always felt strangely powerful, sometimes more powerful than love itself. The people who hurt us are often the people we remember the longest. The unanswered message, the emotional distance, the person who almost chose us. Today, we think of rejection as something modern, a side effect of dating apps, disappearing conversations, and digital loneliness. But nearly 900 years ago, a medieval scholar named Andreas Capellanus wrote about love with an understanding that still feels disturbingly familiar. He believed that desire does not always disappear when denied. Sometimes, rejection makes desire stronger. Capellanus lived during the 12th century, most likely in medieval France. His most famous work, De Amore, On Love, became one of the defining texts of courtly love. But medieval love was very different from modern romance. It was built on distance, restraint, longing. A knight might devote himself entirely to a woman he could never fully possess. Desire was expected to remain incomplete. In many ways, longing itself became the experience of love. Capellanus described love almost like a psychological condition, something that consumed thought and disturbed emotional peace. To modern ears, it sounds surprisingly familiar, because rejection still has this power over people today. We replay conversations, we analyze silence, we search for meaning in small moments of attention. And often, the less certainty we receive, the more emotionally consumed we become. Capellanus believed that desire grows stronger when it remains uncertain, not in certainty, but in emotional tension. Modern psychology has discovered something very similar. Human beings often place higher emotional value on things that feel unstable or difficult to obtain. Uncertainty keeps the mind emotionally active. The human brain struggles to let go of incomplete stories, and rejection creates incompleteness. Not because pain feels good, but because uncertainty keeps hope alive. The delayed reply, the unread message, the person who gives attention, then disappears. These situations create emotional tension the mind desperately tries to resolve. And often, what hurts us most is not the loss itself. It is the absence of closure. Capellanus understood this centuries ago. He believed that longing intensifies when fulfillment remains just out of reach. And in many ways, modern relationships still operate according to this ancient emotional pattern. But Capellanus also understood something darker about desire. Distance allows imagination to take control. The less we truly know someone, the easier it becomes to imagine perfection. Rejection creates silence, and silence invites fantasy. We begin to project meaning onto fragments, a smile, a memory, a brief moment of affection. The human mind fills emotional emptiness with idealization. This is why emotionally unavailable people often appear so powerful in memory. Not because they were perfect, but because the relationship remained unfinished. Sometimes we are not grieving the real person anymore. We are grieving the future we imagined with them. The future where we were finally loved completely. The future where we finally felt chosen. In some ways, modern dating has recreated the emotional conditions of medieval courtly love. Constant uncertainty, delayed communication, emotional ambiguity, temporary intimacy. Medieval lovers waited weeks for letters. Today, we wait minutes for replies. But emotionally, very little has changed. Human beings still crave reassurance. We still fear emotional abandonment. We still confuse longing with destiny. Andreas Capellanus understood that desire often becomes strongest when emotional fulfillment remains incomplete. And modern technology has intensified this ancient emotional struggle. Today, people can disappear while still remaining visible. A relationship may end, while reminders of that person continue to exist endlessly on our screens. The human mind was never designed for this kind of permanent emotional incompleteness.
But hidden inside Andreas Capellanus' writings is an important warning. Desire is not always truth. Emotional intensity does not automatically mean emotional connection. Longing can convince us that something unfinished was extraordinary. But sometimes it was simply unfinished. Rejection wounds something ancient inside the human mind. The fear of being unseen, unworthy, replaceable. Yet perhaps the real lesson of rejection is not about the other person at all. Perhaps it reveals how deeply human beings long to feel emotionally safe, to feel chosen, to feel enough. And nearly 900 years later, people are still struggling with the same ancient ache.
This is Hearts and Scrolls. Subscribe for more timeless wisdom on love, philosophy, and human nature.